Okay, we should be live here, I believe. There we go, we are live. All right, welcome to Thursday night live Zwift racing. My name's Brent. Tonight we are doing the Zwift Puncheur series, although tonight's not very punchy. As you can see in the chat on the screen there, I'm not racing tonight. I'm in the C and D category tonight just so that I can follow two of my teammates, stream what they do, analyze what's happening, provide some commentary, drink a beer. But it should be a pretty good group tonight. Pretty good race. It's on the Volcano circuit counterclockwise route, which is fairly flat. It is the closest thing to a real crit course Watopia has on offer. Should be super fun to watch. Both David Harmon and Ron Breitweiser, who are teammates of mine, will be in this category tonight. They are both catting up from D to C, I believe. So this will be the first race for either of them in this series in the C category. They're still racing C and D race together, but it's their first effort at the C level. And then I also have another friend who's not on the team, Bill Cronin, who will be racing his first, I believe, Zwift race in the D category. So that'll be exciting to see too. He's not here to win. He's just here to have some fun. Let me go ahead and while we're waiting, I'm going to go publish the live link. Oh, and David has actually given me his FTP numbers and max heart rate so that I don't have to go digging too deeply onto Zwift Power and ferret that stuff out myself. I will have some of that information from Zwift Power for the viewers here as we go. I know what the average power that David and Ron have done in their last few races are. So one of the neat things about Zwift is that you get to see power information from the riders as they go. Heart rate, power, watts per kilogram, everything like that, time gaps, stuff you don't necessarily get in real racing, even when they do publish that information after the fact. You almost never get that from actual racing, watching live professional racing. These aren't professionals, but at least not tonight. In the KISS Super League, they are. But we will get live data from the racers tonight, which is pretty cool. You get that every week when you watch me, but it's just one of the cool perks about watching Zwift. So I'm a big proponent of that. Obviously, if you're a pro race team, there's some value in keeping that information guarded. But when you're just out here having fun and training, and that's what most everyone who's on Zwift is for, is either fun, training, or both, it's not terribly important to keep that data secret. You can see there's only 2 people on the line right now. You'll notice I am in the CQ if you're just tuning in, C and D shoot. I am not racing tonight. You can probably tell just by looking at me that I'm not on a bike. I am just going to be doing analysis for the C and D group because I have 2 teammates in there. I am not racing tonight. This is the second week in a row. It's preseason for this series. I'm not racing it. I thought it would be fun to just kind of follow my teammates and provide some commentary on what they're doing and the race in general. So we're 17 minutes from start. Not much going on. Okay, so Bill says he's not racing tonight, which is too bad, but he had a really hard workout yesterday. I believe he did an FTP builder workout yesterday that required some real work out of him, so I'm not too surprised to see him sitting this one out. Sipping on a beer. Oh, you're saying I'm sipping on a beer, not in pain, enjoy the race. Whoops. Yeah, no. I was thinking you were saying you were sipping on a beer, not in pain. So I'm assuming, wait, I might be wrong. He might just be commenting on me because I'm sipping on a beer, not in pain. Whoops. Yeah, I'm not sure how to interpret that now. So yeah, also, by the way, you can see that the chat does show up. So if it's there on the left side, Yeah, so and then Bill responds, "Oh, I am getting it." Okay, so yeah, so he's racing. All right, so we've got at least 3 people I know that'll be in the C&D category. Widely varied skill sets and abilities. I don't know how well I'll be able to jump back and forth between the camera views for the different riders, but I have a feeling that having not raced before, that Bill might be off the back at the start with the fast C's right out of the gate. I know that David's probably going to be punching the pace out the gate, and so I will do my best to keep track of as many people as I can and the race as a whole. But and if you're watching this, the actual race itself, there's probably about a 30-second delay, maybe slightly more. I tried to stream at the highest resolution possible, so that does add a little bit of a delay to the stream. So if you put something in chat, it may appear slightly delayed to what's actually happened in the race, but I should still be able to work that into responding and what's going on. Oh man, you're letting your wife watch you suffer. Interesting. She could just watch you die on the bike downstairs. You don't have to put it on the screen for her. Let's see what we got going on. All right. So tonight is on the Watupia circuit, counterclockwise laps. 6 laps for this group. A and B are doing 8, but we're not following them. We're following C and D tonight. 6 laps. Once they get onto the course, it's 56 feet of elevation per lap, 2.6 miles around. So what is that? 6 times 2.6. I don't know. 15 and a half miles plus the start. So we're looking at maybe 16, 17 mile race. Not too shabby. I'm getting messages here. Yeah, I've got like 6 different chat things going on at once. Some of the racers are sending me information. It's going to be a good time. But I need to pull up my Zwift Power information here on the riders in this race, provided they are repeat riders. Okay. There we go. All right, so it looks like at the high end of D, we're going to be pumping out about, that was D, so 2.5 watts a kilogram was the high end of D. That's David right before he catted up. He catted up at 2.6. So C will probably be 2.6 to 3.5. I don't know what I should probably look that up while I'm sitting here. Let's see. For this, D is supposed to be 1 to 2.5. Yeah, that's correct. And C is supposed to be 2.5 to 3.2. Not too bad. So, we'll see some people in the low 3s on watts per kilogram tonight. We'll see the cheaters slightly over that if we get enough people in the race. And in the Ds, we'll see everything from 2.5, 2.6, all the way down to whatever it is. Some people just ride this at their own pace. D is the quote-unquote beginners category, so numbers don't matter. It's just the experience of getting out and completing a race and putting your numbers on Zwift Power and being part of the experience. People who have catted up to C have been working for a little bit longer or a little bit faster. Their numbers are more important because they have actually some experience and some power at this. And it's a pretty tight window. It's only 0.7 of a watt per kilogram. 2.5 to 3.2 is a pretty small window there. I believe that's actually even a smaller window than B. Yeah, B is 3.2 to 4 in this series. So that's C category is, in theory, the most tightly grouped ability of riders. So we should see a pretty competitive C race. Let me see how many we have signed up. There are 19 people. Wow, that is a lot. 19 people signed up in Category C, 9 people signed up in Category D. Usually Cat B is the only one over 15, and that's 15 to 30, the category I typically race in. Tonight, Category C, Charlie, is the big category tonight with 19 signups. C and D race together, 28 total signups between the two categories. We'll see how many people actually show up. We still have 9 minutes until the gate drops and the race starts. Some people are probably still warming up out in the courses before they come into the brief cool down here in the start gate. You can actually go warm up on the course before you come join the event. Proper idea, because these things go out super fast. In B category, we're putting out 400, 500, 600 watts at the outset for 30 seconds to a minute, and then it settles down at a pretty fast pace, and then it finally normalizes down pretty close to sub-threshold for me. But it goes out, I don't care what category you are, Zwift races start fast. So if you have designs on staying with the front group, you have to be warmed up. And if you don't have designs on the front group, it doesn't matter. There's no sense in blowing yourself. Oh, there's Bill over there in the Bumblebee kit. I'm hoping, I have never streamed this before. I know normally when I jump into an event, I did it with Ron last week. I jumped in. That's probably Ron right there in the USMES kit. But I'm hoping, because I don't have any stuff hooked up. I'm not hooked up on my bike. I'm sitting at my desk drinking a beer. So I'm going to have to be able to find a name, click it, and jump to their view pretty quickly. And I'm guessing it will let me do that. So I see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 people, myself included, in here. So there's only 4 right now. Yeah, I see Ron's in here. I see Bill's in here, warming up. So right on to each of them. Let's see, can I change? Oh, no, I don't want to type. I'm trying to change my camera angle. There we go. Let's throw right on to Ron as well. Yep, there's Ron. There's my thumbs up to him. I've done my part, guys. Giving you the ride on. The rest is yours. David's not in here yet. He must still be out warming up. But again, if you have questions, you can... let's see here. Make sure it works. It's not letting me chat. But if you type anything into the chat on the YouTube channel, that work? Oh, it's not letting me chat on my own chat for some reason. Anyways, point is, you can chat on the YouTube chat. It'll show up on the stream. Bill's already done that. I've verified that it works. I will see it and can respond to it if you want to interact during this stream. If you're watching on a television, that might be a little harder to do, but if you're on your smartphone or there's David. Let's go ahead and throw him the obligatory ride on. There we go. So that's David in the, I don't even know what to call that kit. I'm going to guess he's on a red bike, though. Yeah, that's David here on the end. So he's got the beard, got the red bike. I don't know what that helicopter did. So that'll be David. Looks like the tri-colored kit. Ron obviously has the Armed Forces kit. And then Bill's over here in the Bumblebee kit. Rooting for all three of these people tonight. Ron and David are actually teammates of mine. Trying to get a better camera angle here. I do have the ability to somewhat, within limited reason, control the camera during this. So I will try to keep track of everything that is happening forward and backward of the relevant racers. Again, if you have questions, let me know. I'll be happy to go over them. This is the Volcano circuit counterclockwise. As I've said before, we're about 5 minutes from start. For those of you that are watching, what this is, it's a Zwift race. I explain every week, Zwift is an online app that hooks up a smart trainer and heart rate monitor, which takes your power, your heart rate, your cadence, all your biometric data, feeds it into the app, and then your avatar in the app will perform as if it were you in real life on a real bike, or a very close approximation of it, theoretically. And it allows you to race against and with and ride with people from all over the world. Tonight is the Puncheur series. We have two Northwest Cycling race team members in this, David Harmon and Ron Breitweiser. 6 laps on the Volcano circuit counterclockwise course. You can see that up at the top of the screen there. It is 2.6 miles per lap once they get onto the circuit. 56 feet of climbing per lap. So this will be the flattest race in the history of this series. The C&D groups are doing 6 laps. It's basically a real-life sort of crit simulation. They'll probably be out there for, I don't know what speeds they go in this cat, but I would guess somewhere between 35 and 45 minutes probably be the race time. So pretty close to a real, Cat 4, Cat 5 crit time also, 45 minutes or so for the ones that are a little bit more nimble. And the features on this, there are, little bitty small kickers, 2-3% that bump up really short. And for the most part, though, flat course, speed is king here. It's not about weight and climbing like and watts per kilogram on the climbs like a lot of the races in this series have been. If you're a roller, this is probably your race. So I think that David and Ron should be able to get together and work on this pretty well. Really looking forward to watching them tonight and not suffering myself. That will be extremely nice. I'm just finalizing some things here on the computer. Bear with me. I am both the producer and the analyst tonight. But I am not the one suffering a heart attack on live. Yeah, James says, let's go NWCC. Good to see James Monroy, another fellow club member, friend, most of all, and teammate, tuning into the stream tonight. I got to slow down on my beer consumption. Otherwise, I may not be coherent by the end of this. Again, this is the most enjoyable race I've ever had. I don't know why that would be. And like I said before, I have not attempted to actually start a stream from the beginning. We have 1 minute and 40 till we go. I believe I will be immediately able to jump in on a follow camera and watch what is happening simply by clicking on and then viewing my teammates. I have not done this live yet, so I know that I can jump in from the... Oh, Mike's watching too. Mike Navarro, another friend watching, tuning in. And WCC, I don't know if he's a member or just a part of the Lunatic Fringe, but a strong rider in his own right, needs to get a work schedule that doesn't have him working 80 hours a week so that he can come ride with us. But he's tuning in and watching and cheering you guys on. We've got a lot of people. We're up to 18 people in this race now. That's between C and D. I can't tell who is who until the race starts. We will have the names of all the racers, their time gaps, their watts per kilogram, and their placing over on the right side of the screen when it starts. The rider who I am following, we will get their biometric data up here, the power they're outputting, their cadence. I don't know that everyone in this category, I don't know that C is required to have heart rate data like A and B are, but we'll see. Again, if there's a problem at the start, just bear with me. I believe I can jump on to other riders' views instantly and continue on with that. If not, I'll have to restart my client and jump into the view there, and we'll miss some of the fireworks at the start. So, fingers crossed. Let's hope that I can catch a view of somebody here. How do I view? Okay, there we go. So, I'm on to somebody. Let's jump up the road here. There's Ron. All right, we're on Ron's camera now. Here's Ron. I'm watching the right side here. You can see they're going out pretty fast. This is a C and D category race, and they are putting out some people over 4 watts a kilogram right out of the gate. It is a fast start, to be sure, and it looks like it's a pretty big group. Ron is up here in the front group. David is right here with him. Just moving back to... you can see him tucked in right here in the center of your screen. That's David right there, kind of behind this front guy now. Get a better... Yeah, it's hard when they're all tucked in like that. But David and Ron both up here in the front group. Actually, David's right up at the very front of the race. You can see the A and B group went out the chute about a minute ahead. But so what we have over here on the right side, you'll see that these are all C riders up here. So my buddy Bill Cronin is probably farther back. But the C right here denotes the category that the riders are in. You can see the time gaps. These people are all together. This is the first hill of the course. Up here at the top right, we have the gradient they're on. This is really the only... It's a very short climb, not real steep, but it's the only thing they're going to hit. I mean, David's putting out big watts right now. 2.8. This category's cutoff is 3.2, but they're trying to stay up. He's in 10th place right now. I'm looking for Ron. Ron's putting out 4 watts a kilogram. Man, Ron is has moved up after sagging that hot sprint out of the start. And now we're out of that climb. This little land bridge that they're about to go into this tunnel through, once they're through this tunnel, that'll start them on the circuit, the 2.6 mile circuit. So, and that guy must have, I don't know what that is up the road. We actually have a rider up the road here, 4 seconds up. This guy up here, let's see if I can get a... You can see he's off the front. This is a C rider who's off the front of the group right now. And there's no way that that's going to work at the power he's putting out, because there's actually a D rider putting out 4.3 watts a kilogram, which... okay, sure. Anyway, let's go back to the main pack here. Let's jump on. Dave and Rod still together here. The little person icon just shows that they're... I follow them on this platform. You can see the time gaps. The next group back is 3 seconds back, so we're starting... You can see them back there. We've got a small group of what looks like 1, 2, 3, 4, about 10 people. And so for the C category, it looks like we're at about a 10-person race. David's at 2.7 watts a kilogram, 1.2 miles in. Ron's a little higher than that, at 3. The group as a whole is right around the 3.0 threshold. That's what we probably should expect for most of this race until somebody tries to shake it up, or until the end of the race. Now, the sprint finish, we will finish, I believe, without having previewed this, I believe we finish in the Volcano at the Volcano finish line and do not go back to the Watopia finish. And so there should be a sprint finish on a section inside this volcano that we'll see here in a little bit. So the group is staying together pretty well. You can see that I'm trying to figure out exactly how many people we have here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. When we get back outside, we'll go with an aerial view and see if we can't get an accurate head count of this group. But the C group is moving fast, and I don't know how to jump back to the D group to catch Bill without losing this. Let's see. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 12 or 13 people in this group now. And you can see that guy off the front is still just dangling. He's got a 1 second gap now. He's going to get chewed back up here in a second by the chase. Maybe he just wanted to warm his legs up at the start. Or where is Ron? Oh, I saw Bill back there. Can I find him? All right. I keep missing him. All right, so here's Bill. First race on Zwift, putting out a very adequate 1.5 watts a kilogram, which in your first race ever, that's pretty awesome. I know that you're probably not real happy to be riding by yourself, but you know, everyone that I know in their first race spends a lot of time by themselves. On the road or real life, first several races I did in real life, I got dropped, and quickly and violently on a road where, you know, I wasn't able to just get off the trainer and sit comfortably after that. So it looks like Ron's doing some work up towards the front here of the 13 or so man lead group in the C and D category. They're basically, what they do is they cut through the volcano, they ride around the outside, as you can see here from this. I love how it makes the I don't know how loud the volume is, but it makes a simulated helicopter noise when it goes to that shot, which is funny to me. But you can see that they're kind of going to circumvent the base of the volcano, cut through it twice, and repeat that loop. You can see there's this is the one modest little kicker. 6%'s no joke, but here we are, 5 seconds, bam, maybe 10 seconds, depending on how hard you're going, and it's over. They're all up around just over 4 watts a kilogram. And it looks like that will probably be a potential selection if somebody really hammers it at some point in the race. But for now, it looks like we are all still together. I'm looking for David, but do not see him. David's in the group 2 seconds up here. Here's David. Ron's back there in the chase group. If Ron's smart, what he's going to do, don't get on the front. What Ron needs to be doing right now is, I know he wants to get back up to this group, but this guy, Alvarez, on his wheel right now, Ron's putting out a lot of power. 3.7 watts is a lot. Ron is not a big guy. And so for him to be doing 4 watts a kilogram to get back on right now, for him to close that gap, he's burning a big match right here. Here's the finish line. Slight uphill, a little, very short 3%er right at the end. But that's going to be, you see we have 6 laps to go. That's going to be the finish. So here we are. Come on, Ron, get back on his wheel. See, now what Ron needs to do is use Alvarez to bring him back. He burned a lot trying to close the gap himself. That guy sat on his wheel, and now there's a potential that guy's going to get back on, and Ron won't. Now, Ron did, I was talking to him before the race, and he did tell me he doesn't feel like he's in shape. He hasn't been able to ride as much as he wants this week, and he's been dealing with a lot of stress. He has some veterinarian stuff going on with his dogs that have been causing a lot of stress. So I don't think he was looking to necessarily put in an A effort tonight. But you can tell that was 4 watts a kilogram at his weight in the C category. Ron's not a big guy, and for him to be dragging the group back and closing the gap is a lot of effort. So unfortunate. hopefully he can stay with. We'll check back in on him in a little bit. David's still up here. I had him a second ago. It cracks me up that there are D riders up here, 5.6 watts a kilogram. Yeah, okay. Those guys aren't D riders. They're going to get disqualified. They're either sandbaggers or cheaters. Like, I don't understand why they're here. Yeah, Ron's 13 seconds back now. Needs to basically work with that Shea guy for the rest of the race and salvage a good workout at this point. He's still got a very good chance at top 15. So we're going to put our camera on David for a little bit here, if we can. There he is, just out. See, this is one of those things I don't like. You don't steer on Zwift, and so there's some sort of calculation as to how you get in the draft or not, and sometimes your character will move out, not. He's got a wheel now, but for a second there he was kind of dangled out to the side, getting no benefit of the simulated draft. And if you haven't watched Zwift before, there is a simulated draft in it. It's pretty cool. Here we are going back inside. Let's get a better view here. So they're going to roll through the volcano here. This is the one of two interior pushes through the volcano. The other one is where the finish line is. 4 miles into the race. I cannot see the mileage remaining up here at the top like I normally can when I am racing. But I'm guessing that this race is right around 16 and a half miles total for the 6 laps and the roll-in from the entry. So we are about a quarter of the way through. Perhaps slightly more than that. All right, we got a little bit of an attack going off here. That guy just hit Savard, hit 7 watts a kilogram, but did not sustain it. He's back down to 3. I don't know if he just wanted to make sure he didn't get dropped on the hill, but that was a kind of a big microburst there to go off the front by 15 feet. That's just, I don't know what he's doing. It looked like he was going to attack, but you've got to put the power down and then hold the power for more than 3 seconds if you want to attack. He's already back. So here we have David sitting, looks like about third wheel. No. Now David is a bigger guy, and so these downhills actually, you notice his power didn't really change much. He's still just over 3 watts a kilogram. Well, now he's starting to motor it out, but definitely able to make some hay on the downhills there. When we come around the mountain here, the volcano, as we take that left turn into the volcano where it gets up to that little 6% kick, that short little bump, that's where David will pay a penalty each time because he's got to generate a lot of power quickly to get up that, whereas some of these lighter guys are able to just carry the momentum and not suffer the severe penalty of gravity for going up that. Again, we're coming up on 5 miles. We're right at 5 miles into the race. 6 laps on the Volcano circuit counterclockwise course. This is not a bad pace. This is a pretty good pace for a C&D race. Again, anybody over 3.2 watts a kilogram is going to get disqualified because they should be racing in the B category, which is where I normally race every week. But we've got teammates in this one. See, this is the kicker here. David, ideally, if I'm David, and I don't know what his strategy is, we didn't really talk strategy pre-race, but what he needs to do is he needs to get to the front, to the very front, at the start of that. That way, as he has to put out the power to stay with the guys who are better climbers, he can kind of sag climb back. So as he's fading back from the front, by the time they get to the top, he's still with the group and still able to continue holding his power, as opposed to if he's in the middle of the group or worst case scenario, the back of the group. If David's ever at the back of the group like he kind of is right now, where he's kind of recovering, if he's here at the start of the hill, he's in trouble because he has to put out such a big effort to get up that he's going to be burned at the top. And you can see this is what leads into the finish. You know, here we turn left, we turn back right, and that little arc right there is the finish. We're coming up, we got a slight little uphill kicker into this sprint finish here, but this is the finish. I mean, we're not even 30 seconds from that climb, and so if on laps 4, 5, and 6, if I'm David on that sloping kind of downhill into that circumference area outside the volcano, I use that downhill, and I don't worry about the fact that I'm at the front. I'm not doing work at that point, pulling everyone. My goal is to stay at the front so that I can stay with the pack coming into that little kicker each lap. Just use that momentum down the hill, ride to the front, maintain that momentum, and then sort of as the climb happens, you sag backwards. And so as you lose, 15, 20 meters on the climb to the guys who are lighter and better climbers, you don't suffer the penalty. All right, let's jump back to Ron here. All right, so Ron and the guy Shea are still working together. They're about a minute back of the other group. They're about 40-something seconds up on anyone behind them. They're kind of in no man's land. This is where I find myself every race. If you've ever watched any of my Zwift races, I'm very familiar with what Ron is experiencing right now, where you are not going to bring back the lead group, but you are also somewhat concerned that this group behind you is going to cause issues. Now, it looks like they're doing 2-ish, slightly over 2 watts a kilogram. I think if Ron gets motivated and worried that they're going to catch him, that's well within his ability to keep them away. I'm going to jump farther back down here and see if I can find Bill. I don't see him. We're getting mixed in with the A's and stuff there, so we're going to go back up to the lead group here. All right, hope you're doing all right, Bill. I'm sorry I don't really know the nuances of moving this. Oh, there's Bill. I saw him. There he is. All right, so still putting out 1.5 watts kilogram in his very first race. He's about 4.5 miles in, so not too shabby. Looks like he says he is 16 seconds behind. All right, so your goal, Bill, if I'm you, I'm chasing, B. Cook or Cock or Coke or whatever that guy's name is. That's my goal. That guy's putting out big power, but you're only 18 seconds behind him. Maybe he's going to blow up. Maybe he's not going to be able to finish. If I'm Bill, I'm just looking at that time gap. And my goal, obviously, in my first race is not to win. It's not to put up any specific number, but I just look at that guy and I try to maintain that time gap. Or I try to, you find a goal, I'm going to hold 1.4 watts the rest of the way. Whatever it is, you're kind of in your own place right now, so you get to set your terms for your race. All right, let's jump back and see if we can find what's going on. This has to be the lead group, yeah? Yeah, there's David. Still with the lead group. Looks like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 guys here. Still motoring along. It's a fast race, 24, 25 miles an hour. We'll see what they're... we're coming up at... we're going to hit 7 miles here before we get to 17 minutes pretty easily. So they're definitely moving along at a pretty good pace. Before we went into this race, if you missed it at the start of the broadcast, just so you know what's going on in this race, Dave's max FTP is 276. That's the maximum power he can put out for an entire hour. If you look up at the top left, this is his current power. I'm not sure if it's current or if he has it set to rolling 3-second average, but you can see he's going to be, he's putting in work. This is not a light effort. He's over his FTP in periods here where he's in a group. And he's at or near its sub-threshold or threshold as he's going. And in addition to that, his max heart rate's around 166, is what he says. Oh, whoa. What just happened? Ah! What just happened? Where did my field go? Uh-oh. Why are only 3 people on my... Is it because they're not close enough to me? Oh, this is crazy business. It just bumped me back to... We got to get some more people close to me, I guess. Unbelievable. All right, again, technical difficulties, not unexpected because I've never done this before. we're going to do is we're going to jump back into Zwift, bear with me, and we're just going to use the instant follow feature. Bear with me 1 second. I hope nothing dramatic happens. Well, yeah, attack those climbs, sure. Hopefully nothing dramatic happens while this is going on. I just lost my camera, which was unexpected, but not totally unexpected. Again, I've never streamed an entire race before. Okay, so skip. We're not setting anything up. Where's my friends? Alright, so we want to jump in on David. And we're going to have to click on him and click watch right away. This will put me on the course, hopefully, so that I don't lose the A and B race. I'm not... Oh! Is it not going to put me in the event? Are you kidding me? Did I lose it? Oh yeah, Bill, there's lots of USAC races that have already happened that we do, but not on Zwift. Let's see. Man, this is going to bother me. How do I get back into an event now that it has kicked me? Oh, what a disaster for the stream, huh? I don't understand why it suddenly dropped the camera, but we're trying to get it back. Jump to Autopia. Ride with David. Yeah, see, it's not putting me in the actual event now. Oh, that is such a bummer. Is there any way to get back into an event once you have left? I'm not exactly sure what to do here. What a bummer. Because they're not going to be here. They're in their own instance of this world, not the one that I'm sitting in right now. All these names are not in this race. There's actually a USAC race for us, Bill, coming up this weekend in Fayetteville, Texas, a road race. But the forecast for that is not looking real good. I don't know how to get back into this race. Now that it has kicked me and dropped my camera, I'm not sure what to do here. Yeah, Ron says I probably got kicked after inactivity in the race. But when you watch the Zwift Super League, they do the exact same thing, where their camera is a rider that they leave at the start, and their races last over an hour. And I saw them get bumped back once, like I did, where it just goes back to the non-racing avatar at the start line, and they were somehow able to get back in the race. Now, obviously, Zwift knows all the levers to pull behind the scenes, but there is no streamer or broadcaster feature to this view, so they had to do it some way. Can I just watch and just pick myself, or is it just going to randomly throw me onto somebody here? I am so upset right now that, God, no, see, this is not what I want. This is frustrating. I am so sorry, guys. I intended to follow this race to the finish. I think David's got a good chance because it should be a sprint finish. That's his strong suit. He was with the lead group about a third of the way into the race, and I have lost the camera. No, the Joe Martin stage race? No, this is not that one. This is Fayetteville, Texas, Bill, which is out just east, basically between Austin and Houston. It's a one-day road race. It's not the stage race. Not Fayetteville, Arkansas. And then after that, I think the next race is probably the state time trial. I'm so just bummed out right now and don't know how to get back into the event. I think this is done. I think I don't have any way to get back onto it. Yeah, see, this isn't the race. Well, it's very exciting watching my guy sit here. This is my Category B race going on right now. You can see I'm not putting out any power, but I look pretty cool. If anybody watching has any ideas on how to get back to an event, I don't see it in the app. I don't see it. This is just... I'm very frustrated right now. Okay. So I can click on the race. I can see where he is. Like in the app, I can see exactly how far in they are and how much time they've put in, but I cannot do anything. See, it's still a pack of 7, Bill. So how are you able to watch it right now, Bill? Or are you in the race? I can see what's happening on the app. I just cannot get in the game, in my actual desktop application, I should say. I cannot figure out how to get back to where I can see the riders, which is problematic. Especially now that I'm out of the event world, because they do their own worlds. It used to be that races and events in Zwift happened concurrently with the general pop on the course, like you see here, but now races take their own server instance. And so the fact that I am out of that instance and into the Gen Pop again, I don't know how to get back in and watch what's happening. I can watch all these, random nobodies doing workouts or joyrides, but I can't get into the... Oh, he's looking at Zwift Power live updates. Yeah. I actually even emailed Zwift customer support about this because we were talking about it at one point, how we would be able to do a stream for this. Let's see here. Yeah, here's my response from Zwift. Start up Zwift. Do not pair your devices. Click skip. Did that. Select the route. Choose the person you want to ride with. Click ride. Zwift will load, putting you right behind that person. Quickly click on their name or name close to them from the rider list on the right side of the screen. You can click around to find the person you want to watch. That works, Zwift, but as I told you, doesn't that only work in non-races? ? Zwift support team. Thanks for reaching out to us. We look forward to responding to you within the next 12 hours. But they didn't. You can join a friend in an event or spectate anytime from the Zwift menu. yeah, I don't think these people have any clue how races in their own event, because I got the same response back again. James says that he thinks I need to change that to race. I don't think that's going to work because you generally can't join races until you're actually into the world, like my character's sitting there right now. We'll go back and take a look and see what we can configure on that screen just to make sure. But generally, to get into a race, you actually have to choose to ride on a particular route, any ride, and then you'll get a pop-up that will ask you to join the event. And that's how you actually get into the race-specific instance. If you're just tuning in, I somehow lost the ability to follow the racers with the camera during the race. So we want to skip this, because I'm not pairing anything, even if I did. Watopia, under Just Rise, see training. These are just all custom workouts, and then the Zwift pre-programmed workouts, James. Go back to the pairing screen, he says. See, I wish there was a way to... You know what? We'll just do that here and see if we can get back to it from the in-game. I hate how there's no way to go back to... from the menu. Is it T? Control T? No. What's the hotkey for the pairing screen? We'll just get back all the way out. Alright, we'll go back to the pairing screen. Someone just gave me a ride on. Oh, the pity ride on. Yeah, just watch randomly just throws you onto any rider anywhere in Watopia. Like, you don't even get to the select your friends screen or whatever. It'll just start you randomly on someone randomly anywhere on the course. That's one of the things I did earlier. And that function has always been that way. If you choose skip and just watch, it's just like, here's a random person. All right. Yeah, there's really nothing to be done here. And there's no way back into my race, which is weird. Alright, so the race is on Watopia. Here's the 3 people still in the event. You can see how far they've gone, what their average is at the moment, or at the moment that this loaded. If I choose Ride with David, though, it is just throwing me into the non-race version of this world. Alright. I'm looking at the app here. The actual phone app, I should say, to see if there's some way back into my race. I don't know. I apologize. It's just stupid that... So I wonder what would happen if you were racing and your power or your router died and you had to reconnect. How do you get back in? Yeah, so here I am. These are all just randos on the actual Watopia world. That guy's not racing. None of these. I mean, they're just... Yeah, see, this guy's actually doing a structured workout right now. Kudos to you, buddy. Well, back to the drawing board. You know what? Let's go write an angry email to Zwift real quick here. Can I, let's see. Alright, so let me see if I can add this window capture. Let's see if we can put this on the screen so you can see exactly what Zwift wrote to me. Let's see if that works. Well, that does not work. Okay, let's delete that then. Let's do I have a display capture? All right, so here we go. So anyways, here's the email from Zwift. Start up Zwift. Don't pair your devices. Click skip. Done it. Select the route screen. Did that. Clicked on the name. Click ride. Did that. Putting you right behind that person. Doesn't work. All right. So then my response. Doesn't that only work in non-races? Canned response. We'll get back to you in 12 hours. Their response. You can join a friend in an event. In an event. Or spectate them anytime from the Zwift menu. Once you've followed someone, clearly I've already done that, makes them easier to find already. All your followers are riding when you top of the riders list with the follower icon in front of their name. Just like we saw. Just click their name and choose ride or with blah, blah, blah. When you join, no, you do not show up on the course at their position because they're in an event. It doesn't put you in the event. Member experience agent. All right, let me tell you about my member experience. It's not going well. So, it does not appear that there is a perfect solution for Zwift. Man, I am just really disappointed, and I'm sorry about that, guys. That's just stupid. That's just really stupid. That there's no way back in, and that there is no way for me to... I'm responding once again to Zwift. Okay, frustrated email composed and sent. But yeah, there's try pairing, then riding with. Yeah, my trainer and everything else is out in the garage right now, Ron. That's not gonna work. I mean, unless the actual application... I mean, I can see the people that I want to ride with. I can 100% see them. I can 100% click ride with them. It just does not show one of your recorded stream races. I was hoping to show a successful NWCC racer tonight. I thought I was going to have two guys in the sprint tonight. My race is... it's just a whole lot of me in the chase group solo being dropped. That's not exciting. If I had a highlight reel, that might be something, but there's not many highlights there. Alright, so they're still all on the course. David's got to be right close to the finish if he's at 15.7 miles. What's the X do? Nothing. Okay. Yeah, see, there's the follow icon they're talking about, the little person. Obviously, you can see that the names are highlighted. All three of these guys, people I'm following... Alright. So if you're just now paying attention again or just tuning in, know that the stream, somehow the camera reset. I lost the race, and tried to relog to restore it because I mean, it was basically the same thing you're looking at now. We were looking at in the race, except my character was at the start line. But now it won't even let me back into the... Yeah, the spectate button is I mean, at the start. You know, I mean, I can spectate any of these riders, but not for the actual race itself. Like, even on the app. Okay, let's just go back to home, so I can find them. Fan view. I mean, I don't know if you can see this. See, there's David on the actual... Let me get my Facebook Messenger off of there because that's not something you can see. If you can see that, there's a button that says fan view. Whoops. And you can see the names of the 3 guys I'm following. So we'll click on David's name. And then I will click on this fan view button. But if you're watching the screen, nothing is happening. Nothing's happening. So I can send him a message even. But it's just, I don't know. It's not working. And so now I've just been sitting here complaining for 10 or 15 minutes instead of actually streaming a race that looks like Dave's going to have a super exciting finish in. So I click my view, fan view, my view, fan view, but it doesn't change. Let's see if we can... Fan view. So I click fan view on Bill's name. Takes me nowhere. I'm watching. All right, so maybe if I start from my name. So when I click the button, it changes so it says my view or fan view, but it doesn't actually move the camera. Which is so weird. It should be so easy to watch streaming on this platform. I mean, it's just built for the ability to do that. The KISS Super League is professional racers online, and they do exactly what I do, where they leave a racer at the start and then use the camera to, you know, they click on a racer in the stream, they follow them around, and one week they actually lost it with a few kilometers to go, and it went back to here. Their, you know, Zwift KISS name of their racer was, you know, Zwift KISS camera or something like that, sitting at the start line, and for 2 or 3 minutes, they were in a panic trying to fix it to get back to the racers who were out on the jungle circuit on their way up to the reverse Zwift KOM. And they got it back. How they got it back, I don't know. They probably didn't exit the app like I did. I probably screwed myself by taking my rider out of the event at that point. And so now that it won't let my rider back into the event, I can't spectate. Bill asks what trainer I use. I'm on the Wahoo Kicker Snap, the 2017, I believe it was. I don't know what version that was, 2 or 3. Wheel-on trainer. I don't have a direct drive trainer. If I had a direct drive trainer, I'd probably actually use my race bike on it instead of just the trainer bike. But I have a Wahoo Kicker Snap that I use for Zwift. Which I love. It's not the world's greatest trainer, but I'm a big proponent of Wahoo's products. I like everything that I've used from them, including I have a cadence sensor on because I don't use power pedals on my trainer bike. So I actually have one of their cadence sensors on there. And then I have had, I think, 3 of their heart rate monitors also. I love their products. I would love to have just the kicker, but not in the budget when I've already got a working trainer and I've got a million other things I would love to buy also that would take priority over that. But yeah, so we're just sitting here not knowing how. I have searched through many Zwift solutions Ron says Dave's in the lead last lap. He's about to lap him. Ron is soft-pedaling his heart rate 7 issues, so he's taking his time. People messaging me like all over, like, what's going on with your stream? Yeah, I don't know what's going on with the stream. I wish Zwift had a way to fix it. We lost the camera on the racers, and we're unable to get there. It will only give me 2 racers to go back onto with the camera for some reason, who were all alone, not in the actual action, and who I did not know. So I restarted Zwift in order to reset the ability to follow the people and get the camera back on the 3 particular racers, my 2 teammates, David and Ron, and my friend Bill, who were all in the race. I wanted to be able to follow them with the camera, restarted the app, and there is no way to get back into the event and see what's going on, which is unfortunate because based on the updates that I'm seeing and that I am being sent, Dave has a great chance to win his first race in Category C after Bill just says he got 6 according to Zwift Power. So yeah, top 10 finish for Dave in his first C race. Probably was in the mix at the line. I'm guessing that last little kicker may have been what kept him off the podium. But hey, I don't know, because Zwift's technology still needs some work. You know, we're sitting here, I can watch any number of 837 people in Watopia, but I cannot get back into the actual race for which my rider was registered, which I was following adequately with the camera for a good 7 miles or 8 miles. I can't tell you how disappointed I am that I wasn't able to show you that finish, that we weren't able to follow what Ron was doing after that, that I'm not able to follow Bill in his first race. I'm not on a bike. I actually have the ability to sit here and, theoretically, handle the production of this. So it's really disappointing to me that with, 3 monitors, app here, app on the computer, everything at my disposal, and I can't even watch the people that I want to watch. Let's see if we can jump in with Dave now and maybe get some. It's just crazy to me. Be better than this, Zwift. You've got a professional race series on your platform and you don't have the technology to spectate. Yeah, but we'll see what the final results are too. He says that Dave he got 5th or 6th in C. But based on what I was watching during the race, and you see several D racers putting out 4+ watts kilogram, I have a feeling there's going to be some DQs. All right, so we're down in New York. All right, so David's doing his cool down. Let's see if it'll let me go to him now. I'm guessing if he's still cooling down in the event, it will not. Oh, see, there he is. Now that he's out of the race, I'm sitting next to him now that he's out of the event. But, these are all just people. These aren't racers. We got no categories, anything like that. So it just didn't work out the way I wanted. Next week I won't be doing a Zwift stream because I will actually be somewhere. I don't believe I'm actually even allowed to disclose that yet outside of our race team. I will be somewhere doing a test, sort of inaugural, experimental sort of road race, which our club was given the privilege of allowing 4 people to go do. And so I'll be doing that next Thursday night, somewhere in southeast Texas-ish. But I will try to make a video about that, which I'll publish. It won't be live, but we will do a video on that. and hopefully we'll have significantly less technical difficulties. Now that we found David, maybe we can go back and grab somebody inside a race, but I don't think I think it only gave us David there because he had exited the race and returned to Watopia. But anyways, yeah, really disappointed in the stream tonight. I'm so sorry about that. I know that those of you that did tune in did not tune in to watch me talk. You tuned in to watch a race. And that stinks. Anyways, we'll have hopefully a video from Fayetteville coming up after this weekend, the Fayetteville Road Race in Texas. The stream's not working. So we'll have a race from Fayetteville video. We'll have a video next week based on what we do then. That's it for now. Sorry about the stream. We'll do better next time, guys. Till then, let your light shine.